this should also naturally bend your knees. So 60% on the back foot and 40% on the front. Mike Tyson's trainer, Cus D'Amato, quoted this: "A good stance and proper balance are the foundation of not only boxing, but of living." A solid neutral base is the first fundamental anyone must master to truly learn boxing. But before diving in, let's take a step back and ask, what's the purpose of having a good base? Think of your base as your home. Home is where you prepare, regroup, and set yourself up to tackle whatever comes next. The same applies to boxing. When you're in your neutral base, you're in an optimal position to execute anything, whether it's throwing a punch, whether it's defending, or escaping. Now, before we get into the specifics of the basic boxing stance, let me stress this. Whenever you're learning something in boxing, you always need to circle back to the bigger picture I covered in the introduction. The goal of learning and training in boxing isn't just to go through the motions. It's to master the art of exploiting the rules and limitations of the sport to your advantage. That understanding starts right here with your neutral base. Hold up, not so fast. Before we jump in, I need to quickly go over a few key things to avoid confusion later on. First, your stance. Most people are right-handed, which means you'll be in what's called the Orthodox stance. In this stance, your right hand is your rear hand or power hand because it's on the back side. Your left hand is your lead hand because it's the front, your lead side. Now, just to make it extra fun, I'm actually myself a Southpaw, meaning my dominant hand is my left hand in the rear, and my right hand is the lead. So I want to apologize in advance. This being said, as you watch the videos, don't let that confuse you. One easy trick is just to treat the videos like a mirror, especially if you're Orthodox. If you've trained in other martial arts or combat sports, one of the first things you'll notice is how much more bladed the boxing stance is compared to the others. By bladed, I mean the body is positioned more sideways and the stance itself may feel a bit wider. Why is this? Once again, it all comes back to the rules and goals of boxing. Since we only need to defend against shots landing on the front or front sides of our body, adopting a bladed stance minimizes the surface area our opponent can target. Essentially, it makes us a smaller, harder to hit target while still maintaining balance and readiness. This is of course only possible because we don't have to worry about shots to our legs, like kickboxing. When learning boxing fundamentals, it's crucial to approach them with intention and discretion. The goal isn't just to mimic the stance, it's to understand how these fundamentals set you up for success within the specific context of boxing. Every movement, position, and adjustment should serve to maximize your ability to exploit the rules and limitations of the sport. First, we want to stand upright with your chin down, staying neutral. With your elbows tucked on your ribs, cusping hands nose height. 90 degrees maximum feet positioning. So open it up to 90 degrees, I like to say 85. Now, this is the important step. I want you to spread your feet shoulder width apart along the center line. So imagine there's a center line right here. This should turn your stance into a heel-toe configuration. So imagine this is your center line. So this should already naturally blade your stance. So from here, now you're bladed. Your shoulders should be aligned with your hips. So know this, know this. This shoulder is aligned with this hip, this shoulder is aligned with this hip. At this point, your dominant hand should be right behind the lead hand, in front of your chin. The palm is open as a door guarding the center line and the chin. The lead hand can be slightly lower for now, keeping the vision unobstructed. Now this is the final step, arguably the most important step. Get the head off the center line by hinging and putting 10% more weight on the back foot. This should also naturally bend your knees. So 60% on the back foot and 40% on the front. If you prefer 50-50, then hinge in the middle. But this is the spot that I like. 60-40, 50-50. The hip hinge and bending the waist will be covered more extensively in their own sections. I've noticed that many people, myself included, tend to latch onto labels and identities, especially when learning boxing. This often shows up in how they want to emulate their favorite fighters. For instance, when people first look at different guards, they might immediately associate them with specific fighters. Floyd Mayweather or James Toney with the Philly shell, or Mike Tyson with the peekaboo, or your favorite Mexican fighter with the high guard. The mistake here lies in thinking these fighters have a particular guard. Floyd Mayweather doesn't have the Philly shell guard. He understands how the guard works exceptionally well and has adapted it to complement his boxing counter-punching style. And by style, I mean the unique set of choices and actions a fighter finds to suit their strengths and weaknesses. For Floyd, the Philly shell aligns perfectly with his style, particularly in enabling him to use his signature shoulder roll. The takeaway is this: the choice of guard isn't about mimicking what looks cool or what your favorite fighter uses. It's about understanding the mechanics, goals, and purpose behind the guard, and learning how to adapt it to fit your style. The neutral guard name is self-explanatory. It simplifies the use of the guard in the neutral boxing scenario, which mostly involves straight punches. The rear hand is ready to parry the opponent's jab. The lead guarding arm is ready to intercept any incoming straight punch from the opponent's rear hand. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the video if you find the video valuable to your boxing journey. Find videos just like this, including this one, in a system we've compiled in our school community. Join the Super Sweet Science school community, link in the description below and in the bio. See you inside.